Well, it's breaking news to a lot of you guys last night that EDP445, I don't want to say his full name because the kid's on the other side of the room, got busted for being a PEDO, trying to solicit sex from a 13-year-old girl, spelling words that I don't want the kid to repeat here. It is basically irrefutable at this point. Video proof has come out. There's a predator group that confronted him personally. They're going to have a video released supposedly today. Bits and pieces of it got leaked last night. And I feel it's only due diligence that I address this, because this guy is a guy who I've mentioned a number of times, a guy who has mentioned me a number of times throughout the years. I haven't been that big of a fan of his for the past several years, but that's neither here nor there right now. And I just don't want to seem like I'm covering up for a fellow Eagles fan or anything like that, or being quiet because he's an Eagles fan or anything like that. And obviously I categorically condemn everything that he did, said, got caught for, etc. And I'm here to tell anyone that's a fan of his that YouTube is going to take his channel down. Like, if you think, like, I see people trying to say, like, oh, this will just blow over. He's seen as a freak show. I mean, his audience is, like, loyal to clown on him. And you could see the comments on any video he makes. There's so many people just clowning on him. They're there just to be entertained. And they get entertained by what he does, for how over the top and exaggerated, or how just legit angry, anything you say or see from him. You saw a dump truck? That's awesome. Kids saw a dump truck. That's our news update for the video. Yeah, YouTube is going to take his channel down. He's got 2.2 million subscribers. Like, there has been people that have been busted for less, even just speculation without proof, that have had their channels taken down. This guy, you got caught in 4K, homie. You're done. You're done. If you're a fan of his and you don't care what he did because you just saw him as a freak as it was, then I hate to break it to you, but YouTube is going to take his channel down. Like, he is done. I mean, sure, he'll probably try to come back on a different channel or whatever, but if you think his main EDP445 channel is going to survive this, you have another thing coming. Anyway, it's kind of weird, but not, because, like I said, I've distanced myself from this guy. His name hasn't come out of my mouth in a video in, I don't know, someone could say, I might have mentioned him on a live stream or something during an Eagles game, but to deliberately talk about him in a video and planned talking about him, it's been years. It's been years. And, it's not for any other thought of just that. I just wanted to just keep my distance from him. And you could interpret that however you want, and you could say, like, oh, what are you trying to say? You saw this coming all this time? Like, no, obviously I didn't. If I had a deep suspicion that he was this dark and evil, I would have spelled it out crystal clear a long time ago. Just something just didn't make me feel comfortable associating with this guy. And this is a guy who I have talked to a number of times, even in personal private conversations. He used to send me direct messages on Twitter, even going so far as to send me his phone number at one time because he wanted to do a back and forth video with me on the other line. And, I even back then, years ago, when I wasn't suspect of much of anything, I was like, no, he does his own thing. I do my own thing. And that's kind of just where I keep it. But, I mean, that's kind of how I've always been. Not saying I've never done something with another guy. But anyway, well, that sounded creepy. Not done something with another guy, if you know what I mean. Anyway, it's, some people are like, is this gonna, someone even on Twitter today said, is this something that's gonna smear all Eagles fans? Like, no, this is gonna fall on EDP. This ain't gonna be something like, well, Eagles fans are all pedos that solicit 13-year-olds and eat horse poop off the ground. Like, it's not gonna be like the. What did you say? What did you say? No, what did you say before that? You said eat what? See, I asked him to repeat that to show you how easily kids repeat something you say. So now, when mom comes home tonight, the kid is going to say something about eating horse poop. Anyway, so EDP, his time is over here on YouTube. I mean, his channel is over here. I mean, he may come back, but yes, I of course categorically condemn everything he is being accused of and caught of at this point. Like, he was caught red-handed in super ultra 4K to the fourth power. And if you want to defend him because you just saw him as a freak show, go ahead, give him your support. He's not going to get any support over here. Just because I'm an Eagles fan, I'm not going to just sit here and support him just because he's a fellow Eagles fan or anything like that in any way, shape, or form. Like, he's done. In fact, you won't hear or see him mentioned on my channel ever again. Like, that's it. It's done. And if you're a parent out there and you're willing just to say, like, I don't care, I'm just entertained, yeah, it's no big deal. Man, if that was your 13-year-old daughter that he was going to meet up with and who he would have met up with for SCX, you'd have a lot different of an opinion of the guy. Anyway, EDP445, a guy who I was entertained with, and that's the thing, like, I'll be upfront, like, I was entertained by his content for years. There's no denying that. Like I said, his name came out of my mouth a number of times on this channel years ago, but we'll know more. Anyway, I'll be stunned if this goes by and YouTube doesn't take down his channel. Like, I'll be like, what happened? Why did this guy get a pass with this stone cold proof and others didn't? Like, that will be mind blowing. Anyway, EDP445. So long, sucker. That is all.